Okay, welcome everybody to the December 4th edition of 40 Days of Christmas Stories. My name is Jamie, and I'm delighted to introduce for the story reader today, Ginny. Ginny, welcome.
Thank you.
Sure. So do you want to tell the folks, I guess, just briefly, just how long you've been at St. John's, I suppose, and then tell us a bit about the book that you've brought.
Well, we've only been attending St. John's since June of this year. However, because our son-in-law, Father Matthew, is the priest, we have been attending off and on during visits for a couple of years, but we just moved to Portland area last summer. So now we're full-time parishioners when we sign up and are able to be there. So.
Right. Yes. Excellent. Thank you. Yes. So tell us what you've decided to read.
Well, I've decided to read a book called The Suitcase, a story about giving.
Excellent.
And one of the reasons I thought this was a good one for today is because in 2 days we're celebrating a very beloved saint, which I know the words are backwards.
No, I think they're showing up as forwards for me. I don't know how it'll come across.
Good. Okay. Saint Nicholas, of course, he's one of our most familiar and beloved saints. This is the wonder worker under there. And he was really a saint who had much to do with giving. In fact, he is our early Santa Claus or Father Christmas. And that's why I'm sitting here in our living room, because we have some representations of him. This is the Russian version of Father Christmas or Saint Nicholas, because he was a wonderful bishop, was born very wealthy and gave away most of his wealth, all of his wealth, to the poor. And you notice on the bottom here, there's children, because Saint Nicholas loves children. In his life, he helped them and loved them, and he still does, and still prays for us, and especially has a special love for children. So in honor of Saint Nicholas, first I'd like to sing a little song, if that's okay with you all.
Yes.
About Saint Nicholas, and then we'll read a story about giving that's from our days. So let me pull up the words here to my song.
Good.
About Saint Nicholas, and I hope that some of you know this song and can sing along. Oh, who loves Nicholas the saintly? Oh, who loves Nicholas the saintly? Him will Nicholas receive and give help in time of need. Nicholas, Nicholas. Oh, who dwells in God's holy mansions, is our help on the land and oceans. He will guard us from all ills, keep us pure and free from sins. Holy Father Nicholas, Holy Saint, listen to our prayers. Let not life lead us to despair. All our efforts aren't in vain, singing praises to your name, Holy Father Nicholas.
Thank you. It's excellent. I'll have to rename this series the 40 Days of Christmas Stories and Songs.
Right?
Yes. Very good.
But so in the spirit of St. Nicholas, let's learn about a little boy who had some ideas about giving in our story today, The Suitcase. Here's the opening page, which is just a repeat of the cover. Now, this is a story about a boy named Thomas. Thomas is a grandson of mine, so I really enjoy reading this story because it makes me think of our grandson Thomas. Thomas was maybe just a little bit different. He loved to spin in wobbly circles for hours while reciting the alphabet. Every morning, he would interview his pet goat, Greta, about her diet. Did she eat enough grass and weeds and wildflowers the day before? Did she find the mushed carrots and beets delectable? Might she want another taste of his little sister's socks? You might not know about goats. Goats eat everything. That's why he was talking about his goat eating his little sister's socks. And after lunch, he would line up all of his blocks, one after another, along the floor. They would stretch from his room down the hallway, through the family room, out the back door, and down the steps, across the patio, and finally they would run out when he reached the garden path that led to his favorite bench in the back. One Sunday, after returning from church, Thomas was being his typical unusual self, chattering, wandering through the yard and in and out of the house. He even made a trip to the chicken coop. Do some of you have chickens? It's nice to have your own chickens. You can run out and look for the eggs. See how let me open this a little bit better so you can see how he's peering in there, looking for eggs. But when he showed up for dinner with a suitcase in hand, well, this was new. Up popped little invisible question marks over everyone's heads. Over Ava's head, over Mama's head, over Daddy's head, over Charlotte's head. There was even a question mark right above Sparky's head. Sparky's the dog. Where are you off to, Mama asked. To the kingdom of heaven, Thomas said very matter-of-factly. There was a long pause. You know how to get there, little Ava finally asked. Well, I've been making a list for a good long time, Thomas said, and I think I finally know everything I need to bring, so I'm going, he said firmly. Come and show us what you packed, said his daddy, because if you're going, I'm coming too. Thomas tugged his suitcase over to the big round dining table. The dishes were pushed aside, the glasses were placed on the counter, and the big pot of spaghetti went back onto the stove. He clicked open the locks of his suitcase and pulled the lid wide for everyone to see. On top was a crumpled list of things. See, I've got applesauce and a spoon because I want to feed the hungry. And I got an extra jacket because I need to give clothes to a kid with nothing to wear. And I've been saving all of my chore money for 3 months, and there's $7.37 saved up, which is more than a lot, and I'm going to give it to someone who needs something. Thomas shook the coin purse and grinned. And here's a platter so I can be a good servant, serve food or bring folks things when they're sick. And I've got my little book that's full of prayers so I can pray for the whole wide world. And I had to look hard to find this, Mama. It's a mustard seed. I'm bringing this along to plant when I get there to the kingdom of God. This will grow into a gigantic bush that's full of faith. Jesus told us if we just have faith as small as that tiny little seed, God will bless it. And I brought some tape because I just talk too much and it's important to listen. I wrote that here in my list. So everyone looked down at his list and then they looked at each other and smiled. Thomas was a bit of a talker. And I got this old tablecloth, Mama. I hope you don't mind. It's for entertaining angels. You never know when you might need to get them a drink or sit with them or something. And I got a bar of soap so I'm clean and a hammer to build things with like a boat. And Charlotte gave me this pearl a long time ago. She said she didn't need it. It's in case I meet that merchant. Daddy reached into the suitcase and he pulled out a trowel, which is like a little shovel that you use in the garden. Oh, that's to dig up hidden treasure. I'm sure there'll be some along the way. There was another long pause. Daddy looked at Mama and Thomas looked at Ava. Ava looked at Daddy and Charlotte looked at the suitcase and Mama looked at her hands. Mama looked at her hands for a good long time. And then Sparky barked and everyone laughed and Thomas asked, "Can I go now?" Daddy got up from the table while Mama helped Thomas place the things back in the suitcase and close it. "I just can't think of a reason why we shouldn't all pack," Daddy said with a grin. "Thomas, whether you know it or not, you are smack dab already in the kingdom of heaven." "Really?" said Thomas, amazed. "Yup. Your good and giving heart shows that you have already walked through that gate." Here's Thomas walking into the gate into the kingdom of heaven. His daddy said, "Because of your kindness toward others, you've already walked into the kingdom of heaven." "So I don't need all these things in the suitcase?" Thomas asked, looking puzzled. "Even though you may be there, Thomas, lots of people have never heard of this place, the kingdom of God, and they don't know how to take such an amazing journey. So I think we should leave this pot of spaghetti for later." Mama nodded. She went into the kitchen and turned off the burner under the pot. "And we should head out right now." "To do what?" Charlotte asked. "To tell the others," said Ava, his little sister. And that's exactly what they did. Let's see if there's an end page. There is. The end.
Wonderful. What a nice story. And yes, very much in line with St. Nicholas. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Okay, well, very good. We will convene here again, I guess today's Friday, so this will be on Monday, and then throughout the rest of the week, up through Christmas. It's been my pleasure hosting this week. I'll probably be back here again in this chair at some point, and my pleasure to do so. We will put a link in the description for this video when it's posted, letting folks know that there are spots available to sign up if you would like to bring a story and or song of your own to share with everyone. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.